2,000 years before mankind was created, there were creatures on the earth, and they caused corruption on it and shed blood. Then God sent against them a troop of angels who casted them away to islands in the seas.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. That was his power.
Are you hypnotized right now? Be honest.
No, I'm awake.
You're awake. Totally awake. Are you hypnotized, Ann? You guess so? Okay. Are you hypnotized?
No.
You are not hypnotized. Are you hypnotized?
No.
No. Your name, ma'am?
Patty.
Your name, sir?
Mary.
Your name is...
Mary.
Your name is...
Patty.
Your name is...
Bob.
Your name is...
Bob.
Could I see your name tag just a second, if you don't mind? It says Karen. What's your name?
Bob.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Are you positive your name is Mary? Are you a betting person? I got a bet you might be interested in. I'm willing to bet you $500 that your name is actually Paul, not Mary. I'll bet you $500 your name is Paul. Would you take that bet?
No.
What's your name?
Mary.
I'll bet it's Paul. Would you bet $500 it's Mary?
Yeah.
Would you shake on that? Before you shake. How many people in this room think his name is Paul? Can I see by show of hands? See all those hands up there? See them all? How many people think his name is Mary? See up.
Let us begin by defining a few terms. Operative masons are the early stonemasons, more famously known for building the Gothic cathedrals, abbeys and castles of Europe. However, the first Grand Lodge of speculative masonry was founded in London in June of 1717. The Freemasons began to accept what is known as speculative masons, or in other words, ordinary people who did not possess any of the stonemasons' knowledge or building construction abilities. Outsiders, or non-masons, are labeled as profanes by the Masons. The reason why Masons use such a condescending term for non-Masons is because they do not possess the knowledge the Masons do, simply put.
And the star on his skin?
Pinnacle.
And its meaning?
Pinnacle is a pagan religious icon.
Devil worship.
Cites King Nimrod, the builder of the famous Tower of Babel, as the first and most excellent master. He it was, and not King Solomon, who gave the Masons their first charge, or in other words, their first rites, rituals, and practices. Masonic text known as the Thistle manuscript, of 1756 says that King Nimrod created the Masons and gave them their signs and terms so that they could distinguish themselves from other people, or the profanes. It was the first time that the Masons were organized as a craft. Please pay very close attention to the following.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Let us analyze the Quranic verses we've just heard. Many occult organizations, Satanists, Kabbalists, Freemasons, and many others attribute false accusations against Prophet Solomon, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him. A book, titled the Gosha, the Lesser Key of Solomon the King, first appeared in the 17th century, but much was taken from texts of the 16th century, including the Pseudemonarchia Daemonum, by Johann Weyer, and late medieval grimoires. It is likely that books by Jewish Kabbalists and mystics were also inspirations, and some of the material in the first section of the book, concerning the summoning of demons, dates to the 14th century and even earlier. The book claims that it was originally written by King Solomon, although this is certainly incorrect. The titles of nobility assigned to the demons were unknown in his time, as were the prayers to Jesus, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him, and the Christian Trinity included in the text. The Gosha contains detailed descriptions of spirits and the conjurations needed to invoke and oblige them to do the will of the conjurer, referred to as the exorcist. It details the protective signs and rituals to be performed, the actions necessary to prevent the spirits, we will refer to these spirits as jinn, for the correct terminology, from gaining control, the preparations prior to the invocations, and instructions on how to make the necessary instruments for the execution of these rituals.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
Yes, I would, Ted. It's real scary for me, but I'd like to go on public record saying that my owner under mind control was Bob Hope, and that I was abused and used as a mind control sex slave by Ronald Reagan and a lot of different presidents, LBJ, Reagan, Ford, and I was programmed to have computerized mind files by Henry Kissinger, where I was used as an operative within the intelligence faction of the government, targeting people that he and Nelson Rockefeller had an agenda to bring in certain individuals into the fold, they called it, to work on behalf of the New World Order. And so they used me to manipulate and blackmail people in order to bring them in.
سمو الروحاني. ايه سمو الروحاني ده؟ راح اتعلم في الهند صلاح نصر الشذوذ الجنسي في بلد اسمها كاراجوا، انهم يسيطروا على الناس الرجاله والستات يتشبعوا جنسيا عشان خاطر يخدموا المخابرات. في المانيا قالوا له كده.
عجبتهم الحكايه دي،
عجبته الحكايه، طبقها على نفسه، ولا واحده من اللي هو عملها كنترول فادت المخابرات.
طب يعني علاقته القويه
ده كل ده قبل ما يتسجن.
انا فاهم. هل بقى هل ممكن يكون ليه دور في قتل سعاد حسني؟
هو اتسجن ليه؟ هو اتسجن ليه؟ اتسجن عشان بيبيع البنات بتاعت مصر، بناتنا وشرفنا بره.
سيطروا على سعاد حسني
وبيدوهم فلوس. سيطروا عليها.
ومين تاني من الممثلات؟
يعني انا مش عايز اقول لك يعني معظم الممثلات. مش كلهم،
معظمهم.
اوضح بس موضوع الكنترول ده لو اذنتي. يعني ممكن طبعا الاستاذ اعتماد بحكم
كم المعلومات
الكتير
المتوفره عندنا.
فهي الكنترول عمليات الهدف منها اللي اقنع بيها صلاح نصر زعيم جمال عبد الناصر يعني في ذلك الوقت انه من الممكن ان احنا نستخدم عدد من الفنانات المشهورات واللي ليهم افلام في احضار معلومات محدده عن تحركات عدد من المسؤولين والامراء العرب والقاده العرب.
A number of therapists have sent me pictures. This is a common theme. Therapists working with satanically abused people, trying to get their minds back after all this abuse, and sexually abused people that have been in these mind control projects. And it's a very consistent theme that when these people who've been victims of this, they use a lot of drawing to try to draw out their memories. Again and again, what they draw are people with reptilian eyes. These are actually drawn by a satanically abused person, and these were sent to me with their permission by their therapist.
That I wanted him to do for me, and I was like, when I just thought about it, I was like, that's so selfish, because it's like, what is the mind frame of somebody that's about to go to jail for months and that has never...
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
And during the initiation rites, you could hear strange cries and whispers coming from the Skull and Bones tomb.
Despite a lifetime of attempts to get inside, the best Rosenbaum could do was hide out on the ledge of a nearby building a few years ago to videotape a nocturnal initiation ceremony in the tomb's courtyard.
The initiates are told that they are superior beings and are part of a privileged elite who use war, terror, and famine to control Earth's human population.
It's so sacred we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America?
I get possessed by the spirits.
I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me.
I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
Why is your hand over your eyes?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
A new world order, when we are successful,